The only problem with goals is that logically they are the steps that you need to take. But if you have unconscious limiting self-beliefs around achieving that goal, you will never be able to do it. And that is why it is important to identify now what your limiting self-beliefs are, so that you can decide how best to get your goals achieved and in what particular order. So, what exactly is a limiting self-belief? Well, by the time you are 6 years old, you have already got 90% of your subconscious programming, and that makes up your core values that you draw upon in order to make decisions and choices for your life. The only problem is that as a child, we must accept our interpretations as being truth, as we have no experience of our own to filter out what is true for us and what is not. However, if you formed this opinion before you turned 6, it may not actually be the same conclusion your 20, 40 or 60-year-old self would come to. Here lies the problem, as these can most certainly become your limiting self-beliefs. You can imagine this like a filter on a camera. What the camera sees is a function of the filters that you view the subject with. For example, as a result of our beliefs, we might define ourselves as worthy or worthless, powerful or powerless, competent or incompetent, trusting or suspicious, for example. This can be especially important in relationships between you and your ex-partner, where these childhood interpretations can unconsciously influence your behaviours and choices. It is important to identify these now so you don't carry them into any future relationships. Here are some common examples of interpretations that you may have carried through your marriage as a result of a limiting self-belief. If your parents fought a lot, your 5-year-old self may have decided that in order to have a happy marriage, you should try and avoid fights as much as possible. By always compromising or never speaking your own personal truth for fear of upsetting the other person and potentially causing an argument. The young child sees this as logical, a solution to the way to have a happy marriage. But the adult mind, once alerted to the limiting self-belief, can see that for a relationship to be healthy, both partners need to be heard and their ideas taken into account so that both of their needs can be met.